All right, we're back. Sorry, I'm trying to eat my lunch. Sorry. Sorry. I get like a 5-minute break. Sorry, I'm gonna mute the mic. Sorry about that. I was crunching on chips. The jalapeno, the spicy, like it hit a certain way where like your throat closes up and you hit the jalapeno. Ah, I love Miss Vicky's jalapeno chips. Sorry, I was crunching on the mic. I was like trying to grab something to eat. I usually have like a sandwich or avocado toast or something at this point. Can this market just stop caring about the fucking Middle East for a minute? Like, just get back to like your standard stuff. Can we roll? Like when you have liquidity pockets break is like the rarest of the rare. It's rare. Rare to break. It barely happens under these conditions. Rare. 10% of the time. This is rare. News is causing this. This is normal. Like under normal conditions. All right, this is good. But news is changing the dynamic of stuff, and this is actually resistance now. With res less than 0, the box is now resistance. It's gonna be hard to get back above the open again. But the exciting conclusion of today's trading day would be so awesome if we could end up here. That would be great. Trump is meeting with the Situation Room to decide whether they're going to hit Iran or not. And I don't know if any moment, we're basically just waiting to hear any rumor. I don't think, God, it's like if this is a true military operation, you wouldn't think that they would be so public in the media about that. This is a display of force. If they were going to bomb something, why give your enemy heads up you're coming? You're obviously trying to intimidate them so that you don't do it. So because of that, I should bet that they don't do it. Because if they were going to do it, they would have just done it. We wouldn't know that they're meeting in the Situation Room. We wouldn't know that they were planning to do it. They would just do it. It wouldn't be a highly televised event. This feels like American Idol. We're just watching a reality show. So therefore, I have to assume the talk in this is to just show that we're serious, but we don't want to do it. If you're going to hit a target, you wouldn't announce it so that people can move the target. So therefore, I'm believing it's just talk. Can you use Rocket Scooter to trade on Take Profit Trader? Yeah, you can. You can use our code Justin anywhere. On the top of the screen, Tradeify, ETF, Take Profit, Buy Funded Futures, and Apex. and funded next. You all have a code for all of those. Yeah, we definitely especially have one for Take Profit. It's one of our group is very fond of Take Profit. I think more people use them, and My Funded Futures is like and Tradeify. Those are like the three that people use. I think Take Profit's one people use the most. You know, fuck this trade, man. I'm just tired of it. I'm out. I don't even want to play with it anymore. Let's just let the market do whatever it wants to do. I was excited to see it start to pick up steam. I'll jump right back in on the liquidity pocket a second time. So I've closed out. Can't make this any smaller. Why is this wider? Oh, wait. That's right. That needs to be. That's right. That's where it needs to be. Okay. There we go. Yeah, screw this market, man. So the exciting conclusion is that there's probably not going to be an exciting conclusion. Is that we might get a DD band bounce instead. But expected that we get back in the liquidity pocket at some point, but man, it is not looking good. I'm glad I closed that out. Nasdaq DD band coming right up. Man, this is going to be fun. Maybe I'll play the Nasdaq down here at the bottom. $21,948 possible bounce level. I can't believe we lost liquidity pocket off of this. No catalyst or anything yet. This is also a bounce area. Let me pop a different DOM. I want to do a different account for this one. I need one that can take a little bit more. Let me play this one. Let me do this one with NQU5. Okay. It just seems like such an obvious thing that every time someone mentions Iran, to just start selling everything. I get it. But am I see something that people aren't seeing? Is it possible? Like I said, I still am not betting the market's going to crash on this possible event here. But I'm not going to short into it. It's silly. It's looking very dangerous. All right, we take a little bump off of bottom DD band probably. Oh. It's just so crazy how the rhetoric around like two small countries can create such a big catastrophic like move in the market. All right, let's tap one. Lower DD band. Last attempt. Well, that's something. It's my last attempt at trying to do something here. Now this is just like a retracement play. This is just to play off of the momentum of this. Exhausting at the lower band. It's typical. Dude, it is like picking up velocity like crazy. That VIX is kind of moving up pretty heavy, so like I said, it's obviously like the obvious trade to say, okay, Israeli intelligence showed Iran is working on a trigger useful for a nuclear bomb. Wall Street Journal. Look at this, dude, like fear mongering in the news here. In 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully it comes out we're not at war, we're not fighting people. It's all de-escalated. But we'll see. I'll pop one contract on this just to try one. A trigger to detonate nuclear warhead. They don't have bombs in Iran. They don't have nukes. This is like false flag stuff. They don't have bombs there. And it's getting a little crazy here. But this is a possible bouncing point. But again, like I said, I'll try to get something. And it's a very strong velocity here. Just a bunch of fear-mongering, man. There's like zero potential of nuclear war unless Russia gets involved and starts bombing people, or we start bombing people. I don't think there's nothing to be, I don't think there's anything that's going to happen. Man, this is a little rough. All right, hopefully we go back to revert to mid going to Fed. A little bouncy here on tick data. When people are fearful, I'm greedy. When people are greedy, I'm fearful. Yes, our stock market really cares about Israel. There's nothing to do with our companies, man. This is just fear being pumped into the damn market. Here we go. Quickie little scalpy scalp on that one. Come on. Oh, yeah. It's absurd to me how much weight this is being put on the stock market. It's absolute nonsense. There's something far more important in the world, and this is the distraction. This is always true. You guys can't be more incorrect about a lot of this. All right, scalp to retrace to red from here. This is the tap. The first tap is going to be 995 on NASDAQ. At least pocket something on that. Yeah, right? It just feels like there should be just like something else is going on. It doesn't feel like... It just, I don't know, it feels like Wall Street, the portion of Wall Street of it feels like staged and scripted. Like Wall Street is, right, obviously, let's talk about Israel Iran, let's bring the market down. I get it. But I think the panic is like, unless people are just that finicky about it, I don't think that it is. I think it's just like, I don't know. All right. Losing a little momentum here, but let's keep pushing. Volume's declining, candles advancing. That's good. It means algos are picking this back up. Where's my res indicator? Okay. Like I said, it just, I don't know. Price action last 2 or 3 days just feels fucking weird. Fucking weird. Maybe it's just you. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. Hang in there, baby. I love those DD band plays. They're always really nice. Okay. Let me take profit on that trade. Let me switch out my DOM to a different one. Hold on. So I'm good on that. Oh shoot, wait, which one is which now? I lost track. Hang tight. I'm gonna do maybe. Oh, hold on, let me put NQ. I'm rolling over my contracts right now to U. I haven't switched those over. Oops. All to U yet. Oops. NQ U5. I'm just switching all my DOMs over. That's why I'm getting confused, because some of them hadn't rolled over yet. All right, here and there. NQ. Oops. Ugh. Hold on. NQ U5. ES U5. Okay. All right, we're gonna wait. Do I want to take a second DD bounce? So that's the real question. Okay, let me do this one. And okay. 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 All right, so I want to trade this one. I had to roll over all my DOMs over to the new contract. Some of them were still stuck on like M and stuff. Okay. You aren't touching those buttons. You're just here for show. Can try one more attempt at lower DD band. It's just crazy, like the amount of craziness that's going on with all of this. Like I can't even just, I mean, it's just like so, I don't know. I guess stupid. This is like a really stupid market. I just have to say, it's just dumb. This is like the dumbest sort of thing that I've ever had to deal with trading. I have been through so many different threats: Israel, Iran, Iraq. I've traded through all of it, and the market never fucking cares. Never cares. Never cares. It shrugs it off like, who cares? It has always been this way. And the fact that everyone cares so much about it the last 2 or 3 days is like, are we just like, I don't know. Let me tap one more. DD ban hold. Market never cares. Has never cared before. As far as I'm trading. I can remember last time the markets ever responded to anything related to Israel. It's like predictably selling off. It's not even, it's like the obvious thing is, okay, let's bet that the market's going to fall apart. But I still don't want to bet on that. Call me stubborn. Maybe it's more serious in the Middle East. When has it not been serious over there? I haven't. I don't even know if my parents or grandparents even know a quiet week in the Middle East. It's never not like this. You know, I'll try one more time at DD ban. It's a soft power projection for negotiation. I think that's it. So I don't think that the market would crash on that. Like, I think exactly what we were saying earlier is what's going to happen. But it just makes trading stupid because nothing works. Everything is just sort of like, you know, teetering on, okay, let's get some headlines. It's not fun. Like, I love when markets are easy and fun. This is not easy or fun. Even though I was making money just chasing this on the short side, it still wouldn't be that fun. I love when markets follow a predictable pivot and I get that long. It looks good. That's what I like to do. Big show of power. US is going to bomb nobody. No. No, no. Come on. Let's get some movement here. Volatility's picking up. Like, it's really, really bad. VIX is looking a little bad. But like a full-on panicky bank run does not make any sense to me. People are like, the selling pressure and selling volume are like basically what you would expect to see if bombs are falling outside your window right now in Biloxi, Mississippi or something, you know? Like, I've just traded through so much Middle East noise. I know it's ignorable on the market side. I just know it. I've traded it for so long. It's absolutely ignorable. The fact that we're in part of it is why people are trying to care, but it's mostly ignorable because it doesn't affect anything related to our economy. It doesn't. And even war is good for our economy. At least so that kind of war, production goes up. We make a lot more stuff. We do a lot more. It's not impacting our imports much. So, to me, it's a lie that the US stock market is selling off because of this 1 month that the two countries are fighting each other when they're always fighting each other. A sensitivity just doesn't make sense. In Sandwich, Illinois. Is that really a Sandwich, Illinois? Yeah, the market's only down for 30 points. It's not even like it's crashing. Let's be honest. It's like, relatively speaking, I mean, we're still like, you know, in a moderate range. Yo, hey, what's up, Jonathan? Yeah, we're like, you know, it's still a moderate range relative to, you know, where we've been trading. It's not like we're falling to circuit breaker levels, but the selling pressure is real and the panic is kind of real. We'll see how this turns out. Take that DD ban tap a second time. It just makes the market no fun. We should have hit liquidity pocket. We should fucking rally today. That's all I'm saying. I'm salty. I'm salty. It didn't happen. Call me salty. I don't care. I'm going to be salty. I'm salty. Taking my fun market away from me. I'm mad at everybody in this equation. How dare you take away my fun market? I was having fun with this. Give it back. Just invert your chart. Oh, we are rallying. How about that? All right, guys, we need to focus. All right, I'm going to be quiet for a little bit and just kind of focus on this. Back to Upper DD. Oh God, that would be so great, right? Oh, that would be so awesome. Okay. Question is, do I just want to commit? Did you ever get into Al books, trading books? No, I haven't. Watching the news, nothing's coming through. I don't think we're gonna hear anything but speculation. NSC Chief Hanegbi, we won't finish without the nuclear facility at Fordo, Iran being damaged. Okay. Come on, give us good market. One last step. I planted one contract at the lower DD band to see if we get anything off of that. I got to take Pickle out in a second too. Probably has to pee like so bad. So if this turns green and we start to hold this area, I got like 10 minutes. I'm going to run and take him out real quick. Why can the USA own nuclear weapons, but other countries can't? Because the USA is a secular country not fueled by religious problems with other religions. People tend to not be rational in their judgments when they're in this "my God is better than your God" sort of fighting mode. People tend to be more, I don't know, careless with their nuclear arsenals when they're fueled by their deities fighting each other. America's a money-first secular country that doesn't necessarily just hate people because, you know, their religion's different. So, a little bit different. And then people are different kind of fighting. So, that's kind of why it's dangerous to have nuclear weapons in the hands of people that fight so passionately about their beliefs. A little different. I don't know. You guys are asking questions. That's not. I'm a trader. I don't care about any of that stuff. To be honest, this politics and all this stuff is not really part of our job, you know? Why can somebody have? Why can somebody not have? Like, resilience is not a sell-off indicator. It just shows that we have resistance from this area here. I'm longing from the lower band back up. All I care about is how the market's going to respond to this stuff. I think mostly America or anybody else that kind of has commercialism and secularism at their core is more capable of being responsible with big destructive weapons like that. I mean, the only reason they dropped a weapon in Hiroshima, somebody is mentioning that, is to scare the Russians, because at that point the Cold War was starting. In that moment in time, when we'd already won the war, it was a show of force to show the Russians what we were capable of, and that ended wars. And we never fought with Russia, and we always beat them in all the race to whatever we were doing. And there was never a nuclear war between us and Russia because of that bomb. And that's what history books tell you. Not saying it's right. None of this is right. War is stupid, but I think that, you know, why can U.S. have bombs and nobody else can, or whatever? I mean, think about it. We're not going out there threatening people with them. That's why. That's the difference. Agree, don't agree, agree. I've heard Iran threaten to nuke Israel once a fucking month for the last 42 years of my life. And we're not like, we're gonna drop nukes on you kind of country. It's, yeah, the nuclear weapons bullshit is an excuse. Sound familiar? Yeah, it kind of reminds you of right, it reminds you of George Bush, right? Nuclear weapons of mass destruction. Hey, Saddam Hussein is weapons of mass destruction. There is no A+ setup trading in the news. The A+ setup is to sit out. Yeah. But right, so, you know, if you guys have opinions about politics or about why people should or shouldn't, go fume on it and sit at home and think about it. In trading, we don't give a shit. We just care how the market's going to move. So politics aside, you know, that's not belong here. But you asked my opinion, like, yeah, you know, the world needs a police because humans are kind of stupid, and we kind of all need an adult to parent us at times. And also Japan was not stopping to, as Rosanjo said. It was needed. It was known by all people in Japan. They were not being emotional. Yeah. Japan was still pushing. Yeah. So I wish I knew more about the World War II history. There you go. You always are watching Bush talk because you're wondering if 12-year-old you was going to get drafted. Yeah. Yeah. One thing I know that the United States isn't doing is threatening its opponents with bombs. It's threatening its opponents with tariffs. And this is how we, you know, have been operating lately. It's not like, you know, we're at odds with China and China does a retaliatory tariff and Trump is like, I'm going to eliminate you from planet Earth. I'm going to, what did they say? I'm going to lay waste to your land and destroy every, you know what I'm saying? This is not what we do. This is why we need to be the parents sometimes. We can handle ourselves to a degree. I use financial juice. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a little bit more, I would say, we try to be more diplomatic, I would say, in many instances like that. But the U.S. does not have a goal to eradicate an entire population of people and is not threatening openly in the media to do so. I don't think we've ever said that as a country. I can't remember a time where we've said, you know what, those people in Iceland, or those people in France, as you, oh, fuck those guys, we're gonna nuke the whole city, we'll nuke the whole state. Whatever. What? It's like we. Who actually attacked first? I don't know. It's like the Capulets and the Montagues. You don't know why they're fighting. They've always been fighting, and that's all they've ever known. But we'd like to see them all at peace. That's where I am. That's where my heart is. The DD is a risk interval range off of yesterday's close price. So it's, our algorithm calculates a risk range based on margin requirements, and it tends to be a really strong high volume pivot and support to downward movement. As you see right here, while the market is still selling, it's having a hard time selling from there because there's always some buffering to selling. So usually under normal circumstances, I'll take a long from there. My code for buy funded futures is Rocket Scooter. So we're all at the top. My dog got to go potty. Yeah, I need some green candles though before I go take him out. DD band long every single time. DD ratio is good. Point. See, I always do this. Oops. 0.76 is still okay. Oh, I just got one contract. Don't risk it much. Here's the thing. So what happens if Trump orders an airstrike on Iran's nuclear facilities? Then what happens? What happens next? It's not like we go to a ground war over there. The real fear is what happens if Russia comes in and threatens us back or something, right? That's what really the real fear is. There's no way we'd engage in a ground war over there. Russia's too busy. They probably don't care. The green candle will come when I go take him to the bathroom. Yeah, probably. Russia don't want shit to do. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think so either. What the real fear is that it cascades into a bigger war where everybody's got ties and relationships to each other and they're all fighting for each other. Yeah. Yesterday had some unique selling pressure at the end of the day too. It's like third day in a row where we're ending the market like with some selling pressure. Remember yesterday was closer to, it wasn't really like selling, but it was like not rallying. I remember it was pressing down at MOC after we popped. All right, we'll see how we hang into here. I'll stream till the end of the day, but let me take Pickle out. I'll take my phone so I can like watch my trades from here, but you think if we all end up in the conflict, it's not long lasting at all, maybe a few days. I hope this is a scale into something more. I feel like that's the same thing. I feel like whatever is going to happen in 2 or 3 weeks should hopefully be kind of like fading out and like worked on. I think that both countries are going to realize that they don't want that. I don't know. Let me just wait though and see. You know what I should do? I really don't need to be making a lot of trades anyways. I can probably just close this out and take them and come back. Let me wait. Let me get it. Let me get one more pop off a DD band, and then I'll pop a stop, and then I'll go. This is volatile enough that I at least want to put a stop on it, but I want to get some green so I can put a stop underneath it. Like you said, something's going on. Like there's something really going on, T-Kit, and this is just distracting all of us. Like we get ninja fed rate cuts tomorrow. Who knows, right? All right, let me... That'd be hilarious. Let me close out. Let me take it in the bathroom. I'll be right back. I just close it out. I might come back and make a trade if it hits the band again. All right. Yummy. I made a sandwich now. Oh, I got hungry because I didn't have any lunch. Scheduled the boot camp, John. It's going to start on Monday. Monday of next week. At market close every day. So 4 o'clock. This week we have 3 bonus classes we need to get through, and I said we'll do it on Wednesday. So Wednesday, you guys have 2 videos you can watch: liquidity maps for stocks, and they're just bonus videos in Scanner. They're bonus because they're for stock traders. Man, I'm out of breath. It's like 3 flights of stairs. Whew. And then Wednesday we'll do the trader funding masterclass, which is tomorrow. Trader funding program masterclass. Sandwich speed run. Yeah, this is very basic. Turkey, cheese, some pickles, some chipotle mayo, some salt and pepper. 4 o'clock Eastern. Yeah, we start on Monday. Bro, Ollie's toasted. Always toasted, but I didn't have time to get toasted because I had to come back to you guys. Normally, I will always toast my bread in a toaster oven every time. We need elevator chair on the stairs like in the 80s movies. Oh, yeah. Where you sit on the chair and it just like takes you up the stairs. That's kind of funny. Oh. Good stuff, good stuff. Just like, what dumb trading we have going on here. DD ban. Looks like when I did go take pickle out, the market did rally. Every time I walk away, it turns green, right? Maybe I should just turn away for like 10 minutes and eat my sandwich and come back. The market's back to being a rally. I hate bear markets. You guys know that. I hate sell-off markets. You guys know that. I hate this kind of hourly chart pattern. I hate patterns. I hate the idea that the market's like consolidating higher, now consolidating lower, just like flip-flops the other way. Like boop, boop, doop, 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 doop. Last time we saw something like this reminds me exactly of before we crashed out. Like bad crash out, like back here. It was like this. Well, actually, no, not that one. I think I can find what I'm looking for here. Like this. That's what I'm looking for. Just reminds me of this. Like it's just trying to work its way lower. Like it's going to speed up before it gets better. Right now, if we're doing a leg down, this is the phase of it. I don't know how long this craziness is going to last with the whole. You know, it sounds like we got like 2 or 3 more days of having to think about this until action's taken. Fernando, hey, welcome to the crew, man. New Rocket Cadet here. Appreciate the support of the channel, man. Get a bread machine? Dude, like iDog makes bread all the time. I love it. She does it in like a Le Creuset, or actually like a knockoff version of a Le Creuset. However you say that. Dutch oven bread. Cat active? Oh, yeah. So let's get this going here. Actually, I have not. For 21,957. Cat active line. Oh, okay. All right, I'm not even gonna do the math. I'm gonna trust that my members have done it correctly. All right, let's put a purple line here. All right, I trust y'all's numbers. I was just about to think about it. I didn't know if we were far enough to have cat active, but maybe we are. 60 points. What do you get? 60, 33? I don't know if that's right. $60.33. The thing is that we haven't necessarily like a strong anchor point to even measure it from. Even from high to low, we take the 60 points off of this would be right at about 60.20, give or take. Okay, let me eat my sandwich real quick, guys. Even from high to low, risk interval, hold up. About 60 points even from here. Roughly about 60.20. So I thought cat would be active outside of DD bands. That's why I didn't even think about it. Then we double check now stack. 214. Yeah, we still have some room on that one. Almost about what, 214. So maybe 22, 21.9. 100 and some change. So it's about here. Even measure from the top, 14. Oh, he's talking about from, is he measuring from here? Yeah, but this retraced halfway, so I wouldn't consider a catalyst from here if that's what he's talking about. Well, actually, oh, no, hold on. He may be right. Talking about from up here. Hold up. Okay. Like from this? From there. Okay. Well, let me double check this. If he's measuring from the move. Oh, okay. That's just probably right. But there is, whatever impact line we do have has been tapped. So we usually only consider that catalyzing the move. Yeah. I wouldn't consider this. Or so I would be measuring from here. But yeah, he probably did it from there. And that was yesterday, yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna eat. All right, I ate half a sandwich. Is something wrong? It's heavy. Is something wrong with the gravity? Marty, is something wrong with the gravity in the future? You keep saying heavy. Ah, Doc. That's heavy, Doc. All right, get back to this exciting market. DD band touch one more time. Like, what the fuck do we do from here? You know? God. I know it's like, it's crazy that every single time touch, you know, it's like not getting any momentum from here. I'm probably not gonna do anything. The DD band's calculated and it closed. Maintenance margin. No. So what it is yesterday's close plus or minus yesterday's close on futures, which is going to be right here. Right here. Plus or minus this number in this table. This is risk interval here. And that number is based on margin requirements. Is power hour a real thing? No. No. Markets can move in the last hour or two because of expiring options, but volume tends to ramp up in the last 2 hours of the day because people are coming back from lunch. So it's more like, you know, after the lunchtime settles down, of forgetting all the, you know, Israel stuff, normally the market's going to do this and then start to ramp up, you know, roughly about 2 Eastern till 4 Eastern. You get the volume start to ramp up a little bit as opposed to like the lunchtime. So it's more like the power 2 hours, and there's nothing more important about the last hour. It just starts to have, it accumulates a little bit more volume. In reality, the market gets like just, it wakes back up when people come back from lunch. Is MOC a real thing? That's a real thing, yeah. It's an algorithmic thing. Everyone's putting their orders for the close, and then, you know, the algorithms kick on and try to price out the final landing price. Am I using bar chart for the margin? No, we get everything from our platform here. Yeah. Everything's from here. Why do we gap up and down in swings, not straight? Well, because stocks can open at any price despite it closing at a previous price. The market's always trying to find liquidity, and if at the start of the day there's a lot of people selling into open or wanting to sell into open, the price can lower so the dealers can buy it lower. Things like that. You know, the market's gap to just facilitate buy and sell imbalances. R&R seems not bad for long. It really doesn't. It's not that bad. Like, could I try for the bands one more time? I feel like this is probably the worst decision, but why not? This, I don't like this pattern right here. I don't like this low consolidating, lower lows, this kind of hole. This just is like scary, but the R&R is actually pretty decent. I agree. One contract, no big risk. Bet on the band. Just bet that we close above it, basically. Just take what I can get. With real there's no real profit target in mind. Kind of news like this and days like this don't really have an easy to identify trade setup. Inside of here, there's nothing underneath where we're trading. MHP is much lower. That's the scary part, that we could fall all the way to MHP. Oh, that would be so crazy. Yeah, see, like maps have nothing for a while. Like it's got like 120 more points than NASDAQ. And that'd be scary to have that a sell off with that. Maybe I shouldn't engage in this. I do take this trade every single time though. 40 down to 900 would be the stop. Okay. Even a retracement. 2-1. Actually, yeah, 80 on 40, 2-1. I don't really care to make 1,600 bucks. How much do I care about that? Brent crude futures have settled up 4.4% today. Lovely. Now we wait. Stuck. The market is stuck between Jerome Powell and Middle East news. Yeah, and we get the projections tomorrow too. So tomorrow's gonna be a fun afternoon. I wouldn't snooze on tomorrow. A lot of stuff. See what people think is gonna happen at the press conference and everything, all that tomorrow. Those things. So we get the projections once a quarter. So March, June, December. This is the dot plots. This is what we want. This is gonna be big for tomorrow. So don't not sleep on this. The projections are gonna be a big deal tomorrow because we're just coming out of the trade war stabilizing. So we gotta. What does the Fed really think about it? It's kind of what we could talk about for tomorrow. What do we think about it? All right, let's get some run. There's leg number 2 moving up. That's pretty good. I'm just measuring, I think, that distance here. All right, let me measure down here. Come on, baby. Did we get an impact on this? No, not yet. On this one then. Okay. Where's my drawing tool? S&P DD band holding like a champ. Gotta love it. Okay. Oh, me? Yeah, my position is always in the top right of the screen. Should always be able to tell. If the numbers are green or red, I'm in a position. If it says something like these, if there's something here, I'm always in a trade. Can y'all see it? Round stops here to 22. I mean, that'd be great. Yeah, and as somebody's pointed out, VIX is dying relative to... Right, we have VIX monthly expiration tomorrow as well. Like, this isn't a reason for the VIX to shoot through the roof and market die out. VIX has been in decline relative to the last, like the last 3 or 4 months, yeah. I think this panic's gonna die out. I do. Call me crazy. Or here's my number. Call me maybe. Just mirroring this, or sorry, marking this trade for this middle range here. Just gonna take in this DD band scalp again. I'll pocket another trade if I can get it. 300. $50K accounts with 2K drawdown. Well, avoid news days, number one. And I would say, you know, with 2K drawdown, you need to make sure you're trading small enough. You know, you're talking 1 NASDAQ contract at the most, and maybe 2 E-minis at the most, S&P. Nice entry. Oh, thanks. Tight account. Moose said wait for trending days. Yeah, non-volatile days are moving in one direction. Long-only trades. Fixed below triple B sort of stuff. 2 micros. Well, if you blew it today, don't blame yourself, dude. This is like, the market does this kind of shit when the news is crazy. Let me pocket the 500 and I'll wait on this one again. Just let the market breathe. I just closed my long. Why is the D band different on my screen than a Rocket Scooter? It's not. You just need to make sure that you're on the right contract. You can change which month that you're looking at. And so you need to make sure that your contract is set to the U, where my mouse is, bottom of the screen. See here? Bottom of the screen. You can change whichever reference point, like here, month. This little references which bands are drawn. What setup is your trade? I long every single time with this bottom green band. This is like every single time I long here. It's just, I will long this one every time. Only 8% of days will close below this green line. 92% of days hold. I always long the bottom line. It's one of our cheat sheet rules from the boot camp. Right here, bottom green band, I long every time. The ratio is pretty strong, so I can long it with a pretty heavy hand. If I wanted to. Kind of don't want to because we're falling with like this news type volatility. All right. Res is starting to pick up a little bit at the end of the day, but we'll see. Will I re-enter this? Probably not. Still debating if I want to or not. Angel? Oh, here you go. I got you, man. Here. You get all the information there. The boot camp is like $20 to unlock everything. All those handouts and stuff. And the training starts on Monday. It's a 1 month process. There's like thousands of people that go through that thing. It's one of our biggest events that we host. Wow, guys, it's so good to see 500 people hanging out in the afternoon. Man, our afternoon stream is getting so big. You guys, don't forget, when you're using prop firms, you know, pop up the code on the pop the scope on the screen here. Rocket Scooter code. All the major prop firms, we get essentially the best deals that are out there. We get the site deal, if not better, sometimes. And proceeds go to support the community. So if you guys are using prop firms like our partners, the Apex, My Funded Futures, Tradeify, make sure you use our code. We like to take, the more we do, these guys, we like to do lots of giveaways every single day. And you guys support our community, that'd be great. We built this trading platform and all these tools inside of it. A bunch of employees that have paychecks, and the proceeds from all this effort helps pay the bills around here. Rocket Scooter HQ. 22 employees. How big we got? Pretty big, pretty fast. Developers and... It seems like my only bad trading days lately are related to news. I've been like unlucky in some of the news days. Hold on. Back down to lower band. All right. How do we finish out this day? That's the real question. I'm kind of getting nervous watching the VIX, to be honest. This is building up to be a bigger thing. I know it just seems like it's moving slow now, but the volatility is picking up pretty substantially. And it's just like at the peak of market peaking out and like double topping all-time highs, all of a sudden we're like, you know, nuclear war is about to break out. Like right at the top. Come on. Of all timings, of all things. Perfect timing for that. All right, what do we want to do here? Question is, do I care to try one more time? I don't know. I might sit out. I might not do anything. Even like Nvidia still holding the fort pretty good. Apple been selling hard. Amazon selling a little bit. Not a lot of your big tech is really taking a hit. There's a lot of them are still up for the day. They're just not moving that fast. The VIX over 100 just means the VIX is going to be very sensitive to news and stuff. All right, final hour of the day. Let's see what ends up happening here. I think it just feels like Wall Street is sealing its fate of wanting to bring this market lower. If we close down here, this is scary for the overnight. Like the market's just barely moving today, and I'm worried. Like the hypersensitivity to Fed tomorrow is gonna be a big deal, and VIX options expiring tomorrow is a big deal. A lot of times you do span a range into VIX options expiration. That's common. It's not uncommon to see that. It would be the most interesting thing to see this float all the way back up to neutral just to lead up into Fed. Like, how cool would it be just to be right here? But I know with this Israel stuff, Iran stuff, nobody's gonna... It's probably not even close to happening. But, you know, before VIX expiration, you usually see movement that moves around and bands the range a little bit. Streaming all day. Gots to, man. I have a goal in mind. I might not stream all day all the time, but I have a goal in mind, so maybe I will. I don't know. It takes a lot out of you. I'm hoarse by the end of the day. What's up, Ty? All right. Um, 92% of days close above the green band, yeah. But doesn't mean that, you know, it's just a back test number, right? On the days it doesn't close, you know, news could take it down. It could crash really hard. So I still always try to attempt to take a long off the pivot as much as I can. The way market is selling, it feels like this type of selling feels bigger than it looks on the chart. This is like the market is starting and knows the only reason it isn't selling harder is probably because of expiration tomorrow. A lot of it's locked in for VIX. Like the market's kind of like holding a certain area. This type of selling pressure could be bad for tomorrow, for tonight. But even leading into Fed, like I just have a hard time believing that we would crash out before Fed. I don't know. That's just me though. I don't know. That's just me. Some candle action here. Yeah, most people here will always long off the green line every time. Like just as kind of like a normal protocol here. The bands are calculated. It's part of the algorithm inside of this trading platform. It's a very cool indicator. It's based on margin requirements. It's a whole cool technique. It's predictable volume, and it's always going to show high volume pivots. And this is essentially, look at the S&P. Look how accurate the S&P's is. Round point. This is what makes this stuff as good as it is. Like, I mean, like this was calculated yesterday, and that's always just a volume pivot. And we even have, it's such a prominent trade. We even have a handout that talks about it. We actually have a whole handout that explains this process and what's actually going on there. That's a long setup. It's a good trade. All right, let's see where we're looking at in this range here. God, like it would be so freaking cool if, and again, if this were to end up like up in here, leading in a Fed, I would be so excited. But I think if we don't, we do trade up there overnight. Did I take a buy? No, not on this one. No. I'm just chilling. Go line at 986 Moose. Okay. Mine all got deleted for some reason. Did we have one there? Maps are more bearish this morning. Yeah, they were. Nothing maps were. So some put spreads with the tight stop. Betting on the volatility collapsing after Fed. Yeah, probably. Honestly, I am like, where do I buy the dip myself, you know? That's kind of what I'm thinking. What, I have different DD band numbers in the table? I shouldn't. 948, 377.50. Make sure that you're on the right contract. So you have to manually choose which contract you want. Look at here in the month side. Make sure that you choose, you know, U contract or M contract, whatever contract you're on, pick the right one. Days of fib tool often. I never use the fib tool. Instead, I repurposed the fib tool and I made it into a little tiny ruler with numbers on the right. I don't use fibs. But I like the tool because the tool can allow me to paint an area on the chart and just see the range, which I like. And here I go. Aha, the middle is 22,018. So I can quickly go, okay, 948 to 18, you know, that's, you know, 70 points. And if it's a 7 to 4 trade, then I can actually just quickly do that, do the numbers instead of like looking over here to the right. Days like today are just driven by panic and news. Days like today weren't actually bearish at the start of the day. Today, everything lined up beautifully and it was perfectly bullish today. And the news just kicked it around. So I usually just follow the trend and I'm pretty good at staying on the right side of the market. But when news comes out, you know, you just can't really help but, you know, let people react the way they do to it. Nothing you can do to predict it. But today, I mean, all signs middle of the day were very bullish through here. Very bullish. And then things just deteriorated with the whole Israel stuff. And again, you know, you take like the market takes this like about face minutes later. There's really not much you can do about it. This has been quite an interesting day. Check this out real quick. That movement here. All right, so how many people here are you guys trying to tick along? You guys trying to take a short? What is your kind of closing day plans here? Curious what the community's doing. You guys are long in the 22,000? 22,000 even? I dig it. It's looking kind of solid there. Long and then short. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, the way today traded, it seems a little like the market's wanting to move. Now, tomorrow, it's interesting to see how we respond to Fed. You know, I'm very interested to like immediately skip to tomorrow. Are we going to be crazy around the Fed too? A little short pop here, short covering pop. People are closing out shorts pretty heavy, but the market's still got a little bit of selling pressure here. Resilience is not really picking up too much steam, but it's still kind of holding the fort a little bit. $22,000. Let's run it. Come on, market. Yeah, I'm not doing this one. Just watching it. You haven't been able to get a single solid momentum-based move. Everything is sort of just chopping. Get the stocks maybe start picking up some momentum end of the day. That'd be so nice to test the open. That would be awesome. I'd be so happy if we ran up into LP and I got a chance to long it from there. That'd be super good. You're about to get your 22,000 in a second. I'm trying to pick up some steam here. Okay. What do you 22,000? What do you mean? 22,000 there. This is just a level right there on the screen. I don't know where everybody. People are just saying that's their own. 22,000 is their own target. That's just a target somebody came up with. It's just a nice even number. Obviously, it's psychological. First losing day in 13 days, and still because you didn't follow your own rules. That's amazing, Kirsten. That's incredible. But at least you know. Oh, what the hell? At least you know what made you lose was. Oh, my stuff came back. Wow, it is here. Okay, but at least you know what made you lose was the news, right? Like you traded bad, you just got a bad luck, you know. So that's good, you know. It's like no matter how good you do, you just get dealt like a bad hand because of this you know, this new stuff. So it doesn't mean, you know, don't be too hard on yourself. Because you've been doing very good. Here's all this stuff here. Well, I'm glad the platform crashed. I got all my old drawings back. So just reload the platform. There is a yellow line there. Oh, no wonder we're hesitating, moving. $22.14's yesterday's New York Open on NASDAQ. 14? Okay. Oh, 30 minutes, you guys. How we play out here? Are we getting... Are we getting information about us bombing Iran yet? Nothing. All right. Odds of that, I'm going to say nothing. I don't think at all that we're going to do anything. Three ships attacked yesterday near the Gulf of Oman. American ships? A Polymarket disagrees. What's that? What is Polymarket? What do they say? Probably tankers. That would make sense. The Ayatollah is hiding in a bunker and turn control over to the general. Oh, okay. Oh, a little press through here. Pretty nice. Market's having a hard time picking up momentum here, though. At least it tried for 22,000. We got MOC in 17 minutes, so the market's going to pick up a little bit of momentum probably. Oh, wait, you're here. Trying to get my my payouts here set up. My MyFunded Futures live account. And set everything up for payouts. Forgot to do that. MOC in 10 minutes, guys. Get ready for it. All right, no real momentum into close. Looks like everything is still kind of holding flat. It would be nice to have seen any kind of pull up to wrap up the day, but I don't know if we're going to get anything. It'd be kind of nice to see. My thought is we're not going to rally from here. If it's doing this, everything I feel would probably be the market's going to push and push and push. And then maybe end of the day, we end up here. So we'll see how that turns out. We'll see. We'll see how it pans out. I would love to see this market just like... I think at some point today, we're breaking 22,000 before we close. Whether it's pop and then drop out, or drop and then pop. It's more likely we pop up and then sell, but we'll see. Trump comes out with bad news. This is perfect dead cat balance structure. It kind of is, right? Happens 10 minutes. Semester market closes. All the major institutions that participate in the MOC process will submit their orders to the market maker and they match those final orders. And at 10 minutes till close, the market just starts to move around frantically. So I'm getting a little movement here. I think I have some momentum here. Looking good. Be kind of nice. See some upside this, but I mean, it's hard to imagine momentum's going to come at the end of the day. It would be nice to see. Resilience is showing just a little bit of interest in stocks on here at the low, but not a lot. Not getting a lot of momentum on the stock front. So my guess is that we still close maybe down in here, but we could get lucky and get a bump. Honestly, I'd like to see the market just stabilize going into close. Three minutes until the magic happens, guys. This is going to be brutal. VIX is high, BVIX is high. Market's going to move quick at MOC. That VIX is pulling back, though, and kind of like trading lower lows right into now over the last 3 hours. So VIX is kind of finding hourly decline. Look forward to FOMC tomorrow. Tomorrow is the projections. That's the big thing tomorrow. Every quarter, you get the dot plots that come out. You want to see what the Fed is looking into future projections as far as how many rate cuts we'll get over the next X number of years. So FOMC is going to have no cut tomorrow. They're not going to change anything. 99.8% chance on FedWatch of no cut. And the question is, do we get cuts in September? And the question is, do we get a second cut this year? And what does the dot plot look compared to last time? They come out every quarter, so March, June, September, and December. Dot plots will show you how each member is voting, and you can kind of see how they're distributed across, like, time. As all Michigan numbers projecting the 1 year outlook upwards of close to 7% inflation. Now it's projecting like 5.5%. The tariffs, it's still projecting high a year out, so the dot plot may show fewer rate cuts. I think Wall Street's planning fewer rate cuts, and if dot plot comes in even more optimistic than that, market will be excited to see the Fed cutting rates twice this year. I think we'll be lucky if we go one, but we'll see. Up, down? Do you think? Up and down, both. Probably pop. Probably it'd be nice to pop to like 20 or something. I would think. It's Fed, like, and we have VIX options expiration tomorrow, also in Fed day. It make no sense for the market to crash in the close of Israel and Iran news. It's not market changing news. We had bigger fish to fry. But we pop and then maybe drop and maybe continue to sell overnight. I don't know. We'll see. There's the pop and drop. There's the algo's kicking on. Did we get close? Yeah, right at 20,000. Wow, 22,000 on the dot. That was a good guess. Let's run it, baby. Let's get some up. Let's close up. Let's at least close over 85. That'd be nice. Can we get some, like, relief on all of this stupidity? Almost want to take a vacation and then come back. Either A, after the bombings and stuff have happened, after they've captured the leader, or after whatever they're planning happens, and then come back and play that market. I don't want to play any more Israel-Iran market sell-off. This is dumb. It's such a horrible trading environment. It is not... It's not fun trading this. It's not easy trading this. It just like slap you in the face and insults you. No matter how good you're doing, it's like worse than the trade war. At least the trade war has a meaningful like connection to the stock market. This doesn't, has like no connection to the stock market. It's just pure panicky human stuff. Flights to Iran are cheap this time of year. Probably so. Hold on one second. Maybe. Hello? It doesn't, I think what makes it hurt more is that we're at all-time highs. Psychologically, you know, the market likes to sell off on double tops anyways, or try to sell off a lot of time. And I think that just, you know, amplified things. You get this like exacerbation of a typical move that's the market's a little more sensitive. It needs a reason to sell. Here it is, maybe. Answer insider call. I made a phone call to the market makers and told them to raise the price. I got you guys, don't worry. No key pivots here to play off of either. Futures 100% trying to dump right now. And normally you'd say, you know, something like this creates a dip, an opportunity for people to buy, but then everybody looks at it and goes, well, we're kind of still at all-time highs now. You know, is this really a discount? I think a lot of people are hesitant to just do anything. Lower DD band tap, look at that. Right at the bottom. Watch you tap the bottom and rally. No, that would be crazy. Sweep that whole range and rally. That candle's got a nice sizable wick on that. 5 minutes till close. Okay. Actually a little shocked that we would actually get so much activity before FOMC and before VIX, but usually on that Wednesday, you're kind of like locked into a range rather than trending. Had to sweep everybody's stops real quick. No, but for real, market's just not picking up momentum. I think the final minutes here, the way it's closing right now doesn't look good for tomorrow either. I would be thinking we'd be getting some last minute buying or something, but it's not coming in. So the way it's closing does not look good for tomorrow. This kind of movement is actually pretty bad. Like this is stage 1, stage 2, and the market's just probably going to keep going. If there's no proof of any momentum up here, we don't really have a lot. We're closing in bear territory on monthly maps as well. I'd be very careful tomorrow. Well, actually, no, that's still liquidity pocket on SPY, but we'll have to see what the maps turn out to be tomorrow. NASDAQ is in bear zone for tomorrow, so that's not good closing here. I wanted us to close at least maybe 532 or higher on QQQ, but it's not happening. Dope. Today was tough for anybody, and you got kicked around by the news. This is just Wall Street sometimes, man. Don't hurt yourself too bad over it. Don't be too sad about it. Sometimes you're just gonna have, some bad unfortunate luck here. It's like we're closing out here, pretty much lower than low. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to keep using Rocket Scooter code for all your prop firms out there. Tomorrow's another day, guys. Keep your chin up. It's like we're closing low. Just be careful for tomorrow. It does not look good. This close does not look good for tomorrow. All right. Friends, it was great seeing you guys. I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm going to go take a nap. And we'll come back on tomorrow and we'll do the trader funding program masterclass for the boot camp. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see y'all later, okay? Oh, I'm gonna like probably take a nap. I'm a little tired. All right, we'll see y'all later.
Market spinning in chaotic haze. Rocket scooter blast through the maze. Volume prediction shows the way. Leave the doubt and the fray.